This episode of The Phenomenon is sponsored by HelloFresh.
Hey everybody, it's Jared from The Phenomenon. I just want to take a quick second to tell you all about HelloFresh. In The Phenomenon, it's not safe for our characters to go outside, but if they had HelloFresh, they'd never even need to. HelloFresh's meal kit delivery service delivers responsibly obtained ingredients straight to your door in recyclable, insulated packaging. Cooks of any level will love their simple recipes and pictured step-by-step instructions. And you'll spend less time meal planning and grocery shopping and have more time for the important stuff, like planning your escape from the shards and the tall ones. Seriously, when our first box showed up, the ingredients were so fresh and the final product was a delicious meal. For a total of $60 off, that's $20 off each of your first 3 boxes, visit HelloFresh.com/Phenomenon60 and enter promo code Phenomenon60. Don't get stuck eating those old survival bunker rations. Go to HelloFresh.com/Phenomenon60, that's PHENOMENON60, and enter promo code Phenomenon60 for $60 off, and rediscover the excitement of cooking.
This is the emergency alert system. All programming is discontinued during this global emergency. There has been no advancement in our efforts to mitigate the shards or the tall ones. Visual or physical contact with the shards will result in immediate death. Engagement with the tall ones is highly likely to result in death. Avoid at all costs. Do not look outside. Do not look at the sky. Do not make noise.
Who the hell do you think you are? I'm not a child. You can put me down.
Shh, quiet. Yeah. Right. Right, come on. Alright, setting you down. Here, easy does it.
Watch it.
Listen here and listen well, girlie. You keep quiet now. That big fucker stopped at the building a couple blocks ahead, and it's been right properly buggered up, just as expected.
What? What the hell does buggered up mean?
Gone, totally smashed, destroyed, demolished.
Oh. Yeah, we heard a few buildings came down.
Thing is, I don't think it was them that did it.
No, I don't think so either. Sergeant...
Jones. His Majesty's Royal Marines at your service. You.
Sharon Harvick, former Sergeant of the U.S. Marines myself.
Is that right?
It is.
Then it's a pleasure to meet you, Sharon. Look, I'm trying to figure out why these giants are crawling all over these demolitions like ants on an apple core. Everything I've seen points towards them operating on some kind of instinct, so I want to know what it is about these destroyed buildings that attracts... Here come the rest of them. Get down and keep quiet. They're digging.
What are they looking for?
I don't know. This is the first time I've been able to actually watch what they're doing with the wrecks. What building is that?
I think it was a police station.
So, Sharon, what's your story?
My story? I listened to the warnings and survived, then ran into your man Hardy and ended up with a bullet through my leg and another destroying my wrist. Then I ran into you.
Well, look, I already know you weren't alone.
No, I was with 2 other survivors, a father and daughter, and we just met up with the 2 men from the Navy, Longmire and his master-at-arms.
Hardy was supposed to go meet Longmire and then take him to some egghead. Thought he'd be Air Force or Army captain, no, not Navy.
He came on a sub called the Oregon. And the egghead, would that be Professor Opperthorn?
Aye, that's the one. Did you get his location before Hardy died? He was under orders not to reveal where he was going to anyone other than Longmire. I mean, he didn't even tell us.
No, but I think Longmire found him anyway. We found papers from before everything went to shit. They mentioned a visiting group of British anthropologists doing a presentation at the Met. My group had just crossed the street to get into the museum when the thing passed, and you came up on me.
Fuck me. Hey, look. They're dragging something out.
Let me see. It's a cylindrical vessel of some sort. Oh my god, look!
What is that?
It's one of them.
What, they rescued the bloody thing?
Why would the NYPD have a giant contained in one of its stations? So what now?
We keep following them.
What? Why? They're past us now. Shouldn't we go back and meet up with my group?
Well, I mean... Shit, I don't know. Hardy was going to join back with us and provide further orders, but now Hardy's gone.
You keep saying us. Just how many are you?
4. Before Hardy went, so 3 now.
And where are the other 2?
About a mile south of here, the British consulate.
Then let's go get them and get out of here. It doesn't make any sense for the 2 of us to be wandering around following these things as they go from ruin to ruin. We need to meet up with Longmire and get off this island.
And just abandon my post?
Jones, Longmire found Opperthorn, so your priority should be survival. Let's go get your men and get on that sub.
Here comes Cox. Shit, he's alone.
Sharon isn't with him?
What happened to Sharon?
What the hell happened? Where's Sharon?
She's gone, sir.
What?
What happened to her?
I looked around everywhere inside to see if she was hiding behind cover, but she wasn't there. I think she left with someone else, sir.
Someone else?
Yes, sir. There were 2 sets of footprints leaving the store. One of them with a pretty pronounced limp. What do you think we should do, sir?
Nothing we can do.
What do you mean there's nothing we can do?
Sharon was discovered by someone and left with them, and now she could be anywhere in New York. We won't find her, and we can't compromise this mission.
We can't just leave without her.
I'm sorry to say we don't have a choice, Emil. We're all loaded and ready to go. Every minute we spend out here longer than we have to puts all of us at risk. Sharon is tough. She'll be okay out there.
I understand.
Cox, we ready?
Yes, sir. But before we head out, sir, how exactly are we doing this?
Well, I've been thinking about that. The river's frozen, so the Zodiacs are out. But the river's not frozen enough to take this van out there directly. I'm thinking we park right next to that little shop Hardy used, wait a few hours till the things from the sky lose interest, then unload into the building. After that, we do quick runs. We'll have shore parties from the Oregon help us load the crates onto the sub through the forward torpedo hatch. Each shore party can escort one of us back aboard as well. Sawyer first, Emil, then myself, and you go last, Cox. That way you lived up to your promise. Does anybody have any objections?
Yes, I'd like to go first.
Okay. Why is that?
If there is anything wrong, if anything goes wrong, I want it to happen to me, not Saria.
Fair enough. Cox, any objections?
Just that we've got to move these crates again, sir.
Ah, quit your bitching.
Where is our next destination once we're aboard your submarine?
Our orders were to make for a port in South Carolina to deliver the professor and his materials. I'm presuming that's still true, but once we're underway, I intend to report in, give them an update, including the information about you.
What if they tell you to leave us here?
Well, I was gonna wait till we hit the open Atlantic to report. That way it'll be a little too late to send you back ashore.
Thank you. We appreciate that, Captain.
Think nothing of it. Cox, I'm not holding my breath, but keep an eye out for Watkins and Kellogg on the drive back. Maybe they got lucky.
Absolutely, sir.
Sawyer, all buckled up back there?
Yep.
Just make sure you keep your eyes closed. All right then, let's get this show on the road.
Yes, sir. That didn't take long.
No, it didn't. Nice and steady now, Cox. Let's roll.
You hear anything?
No.
Me either. That means them things ain't all over us anymore, and we can get out if we play it quiet.
Great. What's the plan?
Figured we could head into the store and grab some more bottled water, canned fruit, snacks, whatever we ain't got.
Sounds great.
Here, don't take these goggles off until we're safely back in the truck. Be quiet as possible, and if you see one of them giants...
What? If I see one of the giants, what?
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure there's anything you really can do, but if you see one, just let me know, okay?
Will do.
Hey, Doc, you mind if I ask you what happened with Raffi before he locked y'all in that bunker?
Sure. What did Raffi tell you?
A whole story about you getting in the way of his work, but I'm pretty sure it didn't go down exactly the way he said it did.
I'm sure you're right about that, Jesse. How about this? I'll tell you all about it once we're back on the road.
Sounds good to me, Doc. All right. Ready?
Ready.
Okay. Let's go.
Ugh, it smells in here.
Some of the food's gone bad. Sandwiches, fruit, and whatnot. Stick to the packaged stuff with plenty of preservatives. We'll definitely take a few pallets of water, but if you got any preference for soda, I'd grab as many of those as you can, too. In a few years, there won't be any more soda, so we should get while the getting's good.
It's hard to imagine. Ooh, they have Fresca. How are we carrying all this out to the truck?
Very, very carefully, one load at a time. We can't overburden ourselves on any one trip. If you drop something, get inside or into the truck right away. Actually, best just not to drop anything, you know?
Got it. I'll start taking some of this water.
Sounds good. I'll grab some chips. You want anything in particular?
Sure. Grab some salt and vinegar.
You got it. Oh, no. Holy shit. Linda.
What is that?
Giants.
What?
Giants.
Ma'am, I'm going to have to put these handcuffs on you now.
You can't be serious. You're arresting me?
I presume you have some evidence to back this up?
Yes, sir, we do. We have her fingerprints in several key locations, including on the supplementary oxygen feeds leading to the VIP quarters and the VIP medical wing. We have the remains of 2 compressed gas canisters, pulled from the incinerator the day after. We have the sworn testimony of one of the supply sergeants that he saw Dr. Alvarez briefly the night before. And we've got them doing an intensive inventory now to find out just what agent was used.
This is ridiculous. Why aren't I being informed of my rights?
Ma'am, with the current situation, martial law is in place. You're a civilian. At the moment, you don't have any rights. Technically speaking, ma'am, you're a traitor in a time of war. I'd be within my full authority to summarily execute you. We're choosing to be a bit more humane.
These arrest orders aren't signed. Neither are their official charges.
No, sir. As the officer in charge, it's you who has to sign them, sir. Considering Dr. Alvarez's position, we couldn't have brought this to you without legally also having to inform her. It seemed best to simply carry out the arrest as we informed you of our results.
So if I don't sign these?
You'd be considered an accessory after the fact. Lieutenant Hartzell would take over, and he'd sign them for both of you.
Lieutenant Hartzell doesn't have time in rank or service. He's an engineer.
Nevertheless, he'd be the ranking officer if you were to refuse and make yourself an accessory.
Okay, I'll sign them. But I want 5 minutes alone with Dr. Alvarez first.
Sir.
Call it a professional courtesy. Please. I'd like to hear her side of things.
Yes, sir. 5 minutes. And she stays cuffed.
Of course.
You wouldn't.
Give me one good reason not to.
Look, we both know that the majority of the council's time was spent wringing their hands and sending out parties to secure their relatives.
Enough.
They wasted time, resources, and
enough.
lives! Do you know how many men we lost in their bids to preserve their petty and selfish interests? 42! We lost 42 men. And if it weren't for me working in the trauma room after getting here, it would have been even more.
And so?
Do you need to hear me say it?
Yes.
So, I removed the barriers to progress.
Lieutenant! What happened?
She didn't go for my weapon. I offered her a quick way out, without the shame or drama of a trial, without hours of torture and interrogation. She accepted.
The Phenomenon is written and directed by Jared J. Smith, based on the novel The Phenomenon by R.K. Kadick. It's produced by Andrew Pomeroy and Jared J. Smith, and co-produced by Eiku Jakar Smith. Sound design and music by Andrew Pomeroy. Cover art by Amanda Pacharski. This episode features the voices of Kristen DiMercurio, Connor Dillon, Eric Ensley, Jeff Fraser, Leslie Frey, Peter Kendall, Gary Lee Mahmood, Danielle Mullen, Devin Nelson, Michael Palladine, Andrew Pomeroy, Morgan Starr, and David Thomas Tao. The Phenomenon is a production of Luciola Creative.